Ryan Shreve will get the nod on Friday with Ricky Reynoso up on Sunday.
Here's the 3-1 by Arroyo. That's fouled back, and that'll go to 3-2.
So a 3-2 count with 2 outs. Looking to end the inning is Vince Arroyo with runners on second and first is Ashford and Gabor. If he does make it up after him will be Stone, who is 1 of 4 on the night, batting .329. Arruda actually has the highest batting average on the team with .363. He's 2 of 3 of the night. Lights have kind of taken full effect as the sky is now dark as we are in the top of the 7th.
Vince Robio looking at the runner at second. He's taking his time on this one as he checked the runner back at second. I kind of had a feeling he was going to do something like that. And we have no pitch out right now. So with still 2 outs, Gabor over at second, Ashford at first. And with Arruda, who's 2 for 3, batting .363, and he can hit the ball far if he connects into one. He's got 2 triples, 6 home runs. Here's the 3-2. The runners go. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It's stretch time here at Klein Family Field. Let's go ahead and stretch out our own legs, and we'll be right back here on the Tiger Digital Network with the Tigers leading 9-8.
She's 16 years old, but she looks like she's 25, wearing a tight dress she'll rip off in a shady motel room. She thought this was the life she wanted. She got the money, the clothes, the attention from her pimp, but she also can't imagine living without prostitution. She doesn't think she's a victim. She thinks she's in control, but she can't leave. When she's no longer the sexy little girl they want, she may only see one way out. This girl lived here in Stockton. She's one of thousands of girls in the city who has been sex trafficked but doesn't see herself as a victim. Call the local Stockton Human Trafficking Hotline to report any tips at 209-948-1911. If you see anything, say something. You will be saving a life. And if you are this girl, there is hope. Call 209-948-1911.
We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Keaton Glover going to lead things off for the Tigers. Jeff Dominic along with John Mark Vaness. Thank you all very much for joining us here. Tigers leading 9-8. And Keaton Glover going to go ahead and step in the box here. The first pitch, he kind of squared around the bunt, but pulled it back. Nevertheless, it was still a strike, says the home plate umpire.
Yeah, we've seen Fresno State scored 1 in the first and a little bit of a scoring drop. Pacific scoring, like we mentioned, in bunches with 5 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 2 in the fifth. And 1 in the 6th. So they've been pretty consistent in scoring in the last couple innings, each one scoring at least 1 or 2 runs.
That 0-1 pitch is right there, not taking the bat off the shoulder with Glover, and it goes to 0-2. Chopping it foul was Keaton Glover, staying alive. Keeping it 0-2. Just getting started here in the 7th inning. Tigers leading 9-8 over Fresno State Bulldogs. 8 runs, 12 hits for the visiting Bulldogs. 9 runs on 12 hits for the home team Tigers.
Something we mentioned earlier, Pacific's home game.
The 0-2 once again chopped foul, and it'll stay alive. Does Keaton Glover.
Pacific's home game on Sunday, April 30th against Portland has moved back to a 12 p.m. first pitch due to weather. So 12 p.m. first pitch, Sunday, April 30th. A little bit of a time change on that one.
So I got to set my alarm clock early then. No. I know that you and me will both be there for that game.
Yeah. We won't be seeing each other for a while, and then we'll be right back in it.
The 0-2 pitch just misses outside for ball 1.
Keaton Glover, like we mentioned, one of many freshmen on this team. Are a current rebuild mode for Pacific.
The 1-2 pitch. Chopper down the right field line. It does get into the first baseman Arruda's glove. He'll step on the bag at first, and that is out number 1. Go at 3 unassisted. And it brings up Preston Mobius. Mobius has had a game today. He's 2 for 2. Excuse me, he's actually 2 for 3. He had 2 at-bats in the 3rd inning, but had a base hit that started everything off in the third inning. Later came around to score off of a base or a double by Matt Tarantino.
Yeah, batting 250. A lot of what he's been doing can be credited to what he's done on defense and second base. Has been very good.
The first pitch to Mobius is inside, right on the inside corner for strike one.
So Pacific wins tonight. They will be 12-7 in the friendly confines of Klein Family Field. Tigers are hitting .284 with 13 home runs in 18 games in Klein Family Field.
The 0-1 is inside as well to go to 0-2.
Pacific also doing very well against non-conference teams. They are 10-8 this season in non-conference, 2 of 13 in conference. So obviously with them changing from Big West to WCC in the last couple of years, it's been not easy, but they are getting better day by day, especially with young players like Mobius and Glover and others, and James Furry and others.
Well, as we mentioned, Thomas Lawrence was in here for a couple innings, and it was the old cliche of trust the system,
right?
Because you're getting a lot of young talent in here. Of course, we talk about James Free, Sondry, one of the first recruits for head coach Mike New, is showing signs of life as well, and he's shown signs of life last year too. Was a freshman playing the shortstop position. He's still developing his form of everything, but if you give this team, and Lucas Halstead said it, and I think Lucas Halstead, a junior here for this team, has said it best. It's
a process.
It's a big process, but you have to buy in.
Yes.
And I think that he's one of those players that has bought in. A grounder over to the third baseman, throw on to first, long throw, gets him. Great job by Medrano for picking it out himself. And then a good throw over to Aruda for out number 2.
Well, like you mentioned, back to what we were talking about, it is a process. It must be hard for the the older guys, juniors and seniors, to really buy in. But like you mentioned, Lucas Halstead, who you had talked to, said, just that they are buying in and realizing that it is a process. And it's a lot of growing to do. And a lot of Pacific Athletics are doing that as they're in a higher division with playing better teams than they were in their past conference. And they're definitely accepting that challenge.
Kevin Sondry just got hit by a pitch as he just came up, and I was just going to give him a little bit of a praise. He's 2 for 4 today, but never mind. He's now on base once again.
Well, yeah, sometimes you gotta sacrifice your body for the betterment of the team. He did it in that one.
Kevin Sondry did have some scary moments, though. He took a couple off the helmet here a couple of weeks back, and they was going through his own little bit of a concussion protocol, which has affected him. But batting .321, he's doing a great job. This was a kid that did finish .253 last year, and now he's looking at well over 300, having a great year for the Tigers. That brings up Matt Tarantino. Tarantino 1 for 1 today. He had the big double as a swing and a miss, but throwing on the play, going on to the second baseman and out on the stolen base attempt by Kevin Sondry, and that ends the inning. So the Tigers do get a runner on, but get thrown out. So that will bring us up to the top of the 8th. Tigers leading 8-7 on the Tiger Digital Network.
With your very own suite catered by Michael's Pizza.
Eric Eazy-E Wright, Irvin Magic Johnson. These are just 2 of the many people who could not escape the horrible disease known as HIV. AIDS.gov calculated that 1.2 million people in the U.S. are living with HIV, and 1 in every 8 of them don't even know that they are HIV positive. It is time for everyone to go to their local doctor and get tested. Let's do what we can to make sure we continue the fight against HIV, so that we are no longer hearing sounds like this.
I don't want to die yet!
But instead hearing sounds like this.
I love you, Daddy!
Listen to this message. Please don't ignore. Go get tested, and the life you will save is yours.
We've reached the top of the 8th inning. Tigers holding a 1-run advantage between the Fresno State Bulldogs and the University of Pacific Tigers, leading 9-8. And Vince Arobio coming out for another, well, I would say probably realistically his first innings worth of work, but he's he did close out the the top of the 7th with only needing 1 out. But now focusing on the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, is the first pitch to Stone is a swing and a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, Vince Robio, the senior from Burlingame, a tremendous closer. I mean, in my opinion, he could be a starter, but he does so well in the closing role. And it is why he gets the recognition he does and why they got him in right now and why he got drafted by the Boston Celtics.
You're in basketball mode. You mean Boston Red Sox.
I'm sorry. We were just talking at the break about basketball. My mind was basketball. I apologize. Boston Red Sox.
Boston Celtics are in a good position here. I mean, albeit the playoffs not wise, maybe not. But, hey, they're going to get a top-round draft pick next year. So thanks to the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
The 1-1 is a chopper down the left field line. That will go foul and go to 1 and 2.
So 1-2 count for Jake Stone, who's batting .329. Hasn't had his best performance, but he is still 1 of 4.
He reached in the 4th on a fielder's choice, later scored in that inning. What was once again the long inning for the Fresno State Bulldogs. They had 6 runs in that inning. The 1-2 is a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is the first out of the inning. A strikeout. And back-to-back strikeouts for Vince Robio dating back to the last inning.
Number 6, Scott.
Yeah, at that rate, he might be getting the win for this one because he's definitely getting the job done here so far and really slowing down the fiery offense of Fresno State.
And it brings up Scott Silva. Scott Silva with 6 home runs. He's also driven in 31 as the first pitch misses outside for ball 1. On deck is Medrano.
Fresno State, a little bit of a different batting order than Pacific has. Pacific mostly going with right-handed batters. Fresno State changed it up a little bit. They got a lot of left-handed batters as well as some right-handed batters as well.
1-0 pitch is a high fly ball over to center field. Kind of taking a few jog steps back is Glover, and he makes the catch for out number 2.
Great job by Keaton Glover to track that one down. As it kind of pop-flied a little bit, tracked it back and caught it.
Third baseman number 16.
So for Vince Robio, looking to get a 1-2-3 inning, would be the second 1-2-3 inning of the evening for the Tigers, but it will be tough to do that against a guy by the name of Jesse Medrano, the third baseman, batting .310 on the season. He's 0 for 3 today, but he's grounded out 3 times and also was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. Did actually get a credit of an RBI in that inning as well. First pitch misses outside for ball 1.
Also, you could always tell when the family of opposing players come because...
You did hear the cheer,
yeah,
right?
you hear the cheers when the players get announced.
It's one thing that I absolutely love about the Tigers and their scheduling of getting local colleges to come and play. The 1-0 pitch is a fly ball that goes behind us to go to 1-1. It's always fun because, like we had San Jose State, we'll have Sac State next weekend. They're literally within hours, a couple hours of drive time, and we get a chance to see them here, and family gets a still chance to see their kids to still have fun.
Yeah, and a lot of those areas recruit locally.
The 1-1 pitch is in the dirt, go to 2-1.
And a lot of those teams recruit from the same pool when you think about it.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's always pretty close. You got 2 local teams that, like you mentioned, are within driving distance right down the street, and it's fun to watch. Tonight we got Fresno State. Tomorrow we have Sac State, or Tuesday we have Sac State.
And of course we have West Coast Conference play. Santa Clara, they're not too far. Is that
same areas as well?
2-1 gets hit into the netting, and it'll go to 2-2.
But then you have some schools like BYU and Gonzaga, which are a couple states away.
Which I get it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Portland, but for the most part, you still have an opportunity to still see your son or daughter. Yeah, absolutely, because we got to put in volleyball and all those other schools or other sports in there. The 2-2 by Vince Robio. His chopper over to Mobius, diving, almost tried to dive out of the way and was not in there. It squirts through and it goes into center field, and a 2-out base hit once again, this time by Medrano. His first base hit of the evening.
Yeah, Medrano was the last player to really score as he was 0 of 3. Now he's 1 of 4.
Designated hitter.
So great job by Jesse Medrano.
Every batter for the Fresno State Bulldogs have now classified as getting a hit.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last one. Now it brings up Jared Akins. Akins 1 for 2 today. Walked in the 7th inning. Here's the first pitch to him, and that is right there, a fastball in the outer half for strike 1. Good pitch by Vince Robio. He's gone through 21 pitches so far. Robio looking in. Check the runner at first. Here's the 0-1. A shot down the right field, and that will squirt through, and that will now put runners on the corners. Lucas Halstead gathers it, and he'll throw it back in to the field of play. And runners on the corners with 2 outs.
So after getting 2 easy outs for Robio +1 in the 7th inning, he will give up those ones as there's now runners at third and first. That is Medrano and Akins with Batesole coming up. Batesole.
And we did find out Batesole is actually the son of the head coach, Mike Batesole, and also the brother of Cody Batesole, the first base coach currently. So the left-handed batter digs in. 2 for 4 today, batting .309. He does have a home run with 14 RBIs, looking to get his 15th RBI this season if he can convert here. Robio looking in. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So Robio was able to get the first 2 out with a strikeout and a fly ball to center field. Then after back-to-back base hits, we got runners on the corner still with 2 outs. Medrano on third, Akins on first. And the 1-0-1 pitch looking into Batesole. Curveball in there. Check the runner back to home. Diving in. Safe. Got a tie ball game.
Very close to call. Could have went either way, but that's going to go in the favor of Fresno State.
And Coach New does not seem to be too happy about it. He's going to have a little conversation with the home plate umpire and going to say, hey, are you sure that the tag got in there before? And Coach New not too pleased with that, but looking at an 0-2 count now. Kind of question the decision to throw home or to throw to second, knowing that there's a runner on third. Young players got to know that sometimes it's better to let that runner get to second and maybe you trap the runner at third.
Yeah, definitely an interesting choice of what to throw. Obviously, you're in the moment, adrenaline's going, but those are things you live and you learn with. And
catcher instincts right there too.
Catcher instincts.
So we got an 0-2 pitch coming up. Well, runner on first. Now we got a tie ball game. Akins at first. Here's the 0-2. Runner goes. Outside, throw to second. Not going to be in time. The runner gets in there safely with a stolen base. And they're counting it as a stolen base for Medrano. And now they'll call that obviously a stolen base for Akins. So tie ball game here, 9-all, and the 1-2 pitch misses outside to go to 2-2. So after Batesole, it would be Binns. Binns 1 for 3 today. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Tigers would have the 2-3-4 hitters due up next. The swing and a miss. He'll go ahead and do the formalities, does Ryherd, and that will be a strikeout. But the Fresno State Bulldogs were able to get 1. We head to the bottom of the 8th. The score all tied up here at 9 here on the Tiger Digital Network.
Lincoln Center is Stockton's premier shop.
San Francisco SPCA, a non-profit animals shelter which is to save and protect animals, provide care and treatment. In 2015, the leave release rate for the entire city of San Francisco reached 93%. We imagine a community where every animal has a loving home, where animals don't need the support of San Francisco's rescues and shelters. The SFSPCA is an independent, local non-profit that receives no government funding and is not part of any national organization. We rely on your support. Come to join us. We can't do this without you. You can go to www.sfspca.org to donate or contact us 415-554-3000.
Hello, son. I'm Dean Rubin from college. Here to invite you to join us this fall.
Me?
You've always wanted to go to college, correct?
Yeah.
Well, here's that invitation you've been waiting for.
Joey, out of bed.
Wake up. You can't dream your way into college. There are actual steps you need to take. For all the steps, visit knowhowtogo.org. Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation for Education, and the Ad Council.
We head to the bottom of the 8th inning here at Klein Family Field, a game that is now all tied up, 9 apiece between the Fresno State Bulldogs and the University of Pacific Tigers. We'll see the 2-3-4 hitters for the Tigers. Jeff Domek along with John Mark Vaness. Thank you all very much for joining us. There has been a pitching change. We'll get you that pitching change here in just a moment, as the first pitch is a strike on the outer half to Matt Tarantino. We'll see the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. It'll be Tarantino, Free, and Halstead for the lefty pitcher. This is 0-1 pitch is a line drive over to left field. Looking up, out of here! Matt Tarantino with a home run, and it is now 10-9 Tigers.
Right over the green wall. Second pitch, perfect. Great job by Matthew Tarantino, who's having himself a great season.
Give Matt Tarantino, for Matt Tarantino, that's home run number 4
Amazing.
of this season. And I believe that was his 21st RBI.
Tigers having a power surge of hit 17 homers in their last 14 games. Make that 18. The Tigers had 9 home runs in the last 19 games, so they're doing great. Matthew Tarantino, clutch, bottom of the 8th, second pitch. Pacific up 10-9.
And you can hear the hooping and hollering. It's been on both sides. It's been fun to listen to both sides. There was a play at the plate. You heard the Fresno State Bulldogs doing their thing. That home run. Now I hear a lot of hooping and hollering on the left, on our left, over at the Tigers bullpen, as that pitch fouled back to go to 1-1 for James Free. Free having a really good game today. Did ground out into the 4-6-3 double play. 2 for 4 today. Has driven in 4 runs of the Tigers' 10 tonight.
Also, we want to mention the pitching change for the Fresno State Bulldogs. It's Fred, I might butcher this, Schlichterholtz. He's obviously a pitcher, 6'3" junior from Coronado, California, so down there in San Diego.
Schlichtel. I'm going to go run with that.
Schlichterholz.
Here's a 2-1 by the left-hander, and that's going to be a foul ball, and once again, it'll move to 2-2.
Seen a lot of pitching changes on both sides. Again, this is only a 1-game series, so see what you got in the bullpen, see what's working, and get a lot of guys some run.
So the home run by Tarantino brings the score back to 10-9. Tigers leading. And here's the 2-2 pitch to James Free, and now once again fouling another one back.
Fred is a left-handed thrower, having an ERA of 7.41.
Fred Schlichtoltz.
In the outfield is Ashford, Gabor, and Stone. Infield, Medrano, Silva, and Aruda.
Here's the 2-2 to James Free. Check swing. Did he go around? Just double checking. It looks like they're going to... I thought I'd look for an appeal, but I guess it's going to go to 3-2. That one was close. James Free just holding it back just enough to get the favorable call by the umpires.
Pacific, after having a little bit of a scoring drought in the first 2, scored 5-1, 2-1. Didn't score anything in the 7th, but other than about 3 innings, they've scored in each inning, and that's something you got to love. Your coach knew.
Well, I'd actually love them to not score in the 4th inning too, which would be the 9th, which means we'd be calling a Tigers victory. But here's the 3-2 pitch by the lefty. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
James Free, I mean, even though he is 2 of 5, he definitely deserves a lot of credit for this game, because he's again had that home run where 2 or 3 Tigers scored in that 3rd inning. Right now, that brings up Lucas Halstead, 2 of 4, batting .240, nicknamed the Yeti, as I just found out today.
Absolutely, the Yeti fouls one back, and it will be moving to 0-1. 1 out here, and for people that may be just tuning in, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you just caught the home run, fantastic stuff by Matt Tarantino.
Definitely will be on the Tuesday edition of Highlights on 209 Sports.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. 0-1 pitch is a fly ball down the right field line. That'll hook foul as well to go to 0-2. Lucas Halstead, 2 for 4 today. Nice to see him getting his runs in. And now we're average up to 240. Had a base hit in the 1st and a Base hit in the 6th inning, came around later to score. That was off the double by Schultz. Here's the 0-2 pitch with 1 out by the left-handed pitcher. That is in the dirt to move it to 1-2. Schlichtoltz on the season, 7.34 ERA in 34 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 28 earned runs and struck out 45. That one misses low to go to 2-2. It's pretty obvious. He's probably known as more of a closer. He's 2-4 with 1 save. This team definitely scores a lot of runs.
Yeah, he's definitely improved a lot as the season's gone on.
The 2-2 pitch by to Lucas Halstead. A shot towards the shortstop, Batesholtz. Batesholtz to throw on to first. Got him.
Oh, huge throw there by Baseholtz, number 4, right out there in kind of the outfield shortstop area, and just gunned it over to first and got him out.
Number 33, Ryan
So coming up right now is Ryan Schalk, 1 of 4, batting .294 of the night. Also a College of Marin transfer, as a lot of the Pacific Tigers are. Very heavily recruited area. Mike
3.
Newman.
I mean,
Yeah, 3, that is a lot.
it is. You're right.
Any more than about 1 is a lot.
First pitch to Schultz is low for ball 1.
As we mentioned, Mike Newen, a lot of his
That
staff
history.
from the Bay Area.
Exactly. That was a jinx.
That was weird. I don't think that's ever happened. Oh, good. Oh, God, I'm done.
I'm done. It's late. The 1-0 pitch by the lefty. Outside, ball 2. So after Schultz could be Danny Mayer, should Schultz reach. 2 outs here. Tigers leading 10-9 off the solo shot by Matt Tarantino. 2 outs here. Here's a 2-0. A swing and a miss by Schultz to go to 2-1.
I'm like scared to talk now.
You're all right. You're all right.
Happened twice.
It happens. 2-1 pitch to Ryan Schultz. And that's going to be a fly ball down the right field line. 3 Fresno State Bulldogs running after it. The right fielder Stone will make the play, and that'll end the inning. So we head to the top of the 9th inning. Tigers regain the lead off the solo home run by Matt Tarantino. Tigers lead 10-9 on the Tiger Digital Network.
Eric Easy E. Wright, Irvin Magic Johnson. These are just 2 of the many people who could not escape the horrible disease known as HIV. AIDS.gov calculated that 1.2 million people in the U.S. are living with HIV, and 1 in every 8 of them don't even know that they are HIV positive. It is time for everyone to go to their local doctor and get tested. Let's do what we can to make sure we continue the fight against HIV, so that we are no longer hearing sounds like this,
I don't want to die yet.
but instead hearing sounds like this.
I love you, Daddy.
Listen to this message. Please don't ignore. Go get tested, and the life you will save is yours.
Top of the 9th inning here at Klein Family Field. Jeff Dominic along with John Mark Vaness. Thank you all very much for joining us here. We had a wild one if you're not too careful. If you're just now tuning in, it is 10-9, and it's been back and forth probably about midway through the, I'd say probably right about the 4th inning. It started kind of getting back and forth. Mm-hmm. And we'll see Vince Arrovio going to go ahead and try and close this thing out. Well, I wouldn't say close this thing out, but he would probably be in line for the win at this point. First pitch by Arrovio is a chopper towards the catcher's behind the catcher, and it'll be an 0-1 coming up. It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters for the Fresno State Bulldogs. The last opportunity. It'll be Binns, Gubor, and Ashford. We also want to make sure we invite you to go ahead and stay around for the post-game interview. It'll be James Free coming in to hang out with us for a little bit. The 0-1, a curveball, a nasty curveball that hooks right in there to go to 0-2.
That shows you the skill and the strength of Vince Arobio. Looking to end this game here with a couple outs. Fresno State looking to obviously score or tie.
The 0-2 misses low for ball one. So no outs here in the bottom or the top of the ninth. 9 runs, 14 hits, 1 error for the visiting Fresno State Bulldogs. 1-2 pitch is outside to go to 2-2. 10 runs on 13 hits, 3 errors for the home team, the Pacific Tigers. And once again, that big run right now looking at us is the Matt Tarantino solo shot here in the bottom of the 8th. And that brings us to where our score is. The Fresno State Bulldogs were inching back closer as they scored 1 run in consecutive innings. Reichert tried to hold that pitch and frame it, but it is outside for ball 3. Well, 10-9 is our score here. And Vince Arobio looking to finish things off, trying to pitch 2 1/3 inning. There's a shot towards Tarantino, but it'll be away from him. It'll go into left field, and it'll be a leadoff base hit for Carter Binns. A little bit of a defensive changes we want to make sure we give out to you, too. Ryan Robart's now in left field. Danny Mayer moves over to right. And those are the only 2 changes that we've been made aware of. There have been no other changes. And that brings up.
Pitch running for the Bulldogs, number 11, Ryan Dobson.
Oh, there will be a pinch runner.
Austin Gabor.
Ryan Dobson will be pinch running for Binns. And it brings up Austin Gabor. Gabor has been the thorn in the Tigers' side here today, as he's now 3 for 5.
Mm-hmm.
Moved his average up to 279.
Yeah, a lot of averages have gone up for this team, as most everyone has really gotten on the board a lot above, 250. Most of them, all of them are above 250, except for about one of them.
So a 1-0 pitch coming up. Now Dobson at first, who came in to pinch run for Binns. The 1-0. A shot into the gap, and that'll go into right field. Now runners on first and second with no outs. Time is being called.
Left fielder, number 32, Zach Ashford.
So with that, runners on first and second, Gabor and Dobson. Mention again the umpires Jason Venzen, Scott Latendre, and Jeff Heinrichs. Pacific wearing the white jerseys with orange trims, and Fresno State in the gray jerseys with white trims. Wind not playing a factor anymore, as it was a little bit earlier going right to left. It's pretty dead now.
So Robio looks in, he deals, and that is outside to Ashford to go to 1-0.
Temperature about 57 degrees, partly cloudy. As you really can't tell, but it's only what I'm reading.
(10-9) is our score, but the Fresno State Bulldogs looking to change that as they have 2 runners on and no outs. Here's the 1-0 to Robio. That is down the left field line and just maybe about 2 feet from staying fair. Ashford has had a interesting day as well. He's 1 for 3, but he's reached base 4 times tonight. Grounded out in the first, walked in the third, had a fielder's choice in the fourth, walked in the fifth, and had a base hit RBI single in the 7th. Now looking at a 1-1 count. And check swing, but they're going to call a balk on Vince Arobio. I heard that coming all the way from the back or from the home plate umpire. So now runners on second and third after the balk. That's the second balk tonight.
All of a sudden, Vince trying to close out, not looking too good right now. The 2-1 count with no outs. Runners on Third and second.
Due up for Pacific, should this game be extended, would be Danny Mayer, Joey Reihard, and Keaton Glover. Here's the 1-1. A shot right up the middle, and that will fall for a base hit, and that'll score 1. That will score 2. Throw on to second, and a double, 2-run double, and the Fresno State Bulldogs take the lead 11-10.
Which means there will be a bottom of the ninth as the coming off of the balk really, and then that hit. So Ashford doubled to left center. 2 runs batted in. Gabor scored, and Dobson scores as well. Great job there by Ashford. That brings up Aaron Aruda.
Aaron Aruda, the first baseman. First pitch he sees is up high and inside for ball 1. No outs still here in the top of the 9th inning. 2 runs have come across. 11-10 is our score. The 1-0 is a swing and a miss for strike 1 to Aruda. Runner on second. That's Ashford. He had the RBI double that brought in 2. 11 runs on 17 hits. 1 error for the Fresno State Bulldogs. The 1-1 is a swing and a miss for strike 2. 10 runs, 13 hits, 3 errors for the Pacific Tigers. Fresno State just kept on inching closer and closer. They have scored in 3 consecutive innings now. There's the 1-2 pitch. Runner check back at second. And there's going to be a shot over to center field. Keaton Glover looks like he'll have a beat on it. He'll make the catch for out number 1.
Nice job for Keaton Glover to track that one and get that out.
Right fielder, number 51, Jake Stone.
That brings up Jake Stone. Stone 1 for 5 today, batting .326. 2 home runs on the season, has driven in 25. Has reached base twice, but did strike out in the 8th inning. That actually was to lead off the 8th inning. First pitch he sees is down low for ball 1. Runner at second. That's Ashford once again. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Actually, it's going to be stopped here as Vince Robio checks the runner back at second. One out here in the top of the 9th inning. 1-0 pitch is low and outside, ball 2. So following Stone would be Silva. This could be the intentional, unintentional walk as well to get force outs. 2-0 pitch. There's a strike right down the middle. So my thought process is incorrect.
Up after him will be Silva, who's 1 of 5. Madrano 1 of 4, and Aikens 2 of 3. They're all batting .326, .284, and .315 on the night.
This Fresno State Ball Club has a lot of hitters on this team.
They definitely are a high-powered offensive team as we've seen tonight.
2-1 pitch. A shot towards Mobius. Nice stab by Mobius. He'll throw on to first, and that is out number 2. So a 4-3 put out. And that'll bring up Silva.
Number 6, Scott Silva.
Scott Silva, 1 for 5 today, batting .284 going into this at bat. had his lone base hit in the 4th inning. Once again, we'll see the 6, 7, 8 hitters for the Tigers. It'll be Danny Mayer, Joey Ryherd, and Keaton Glover as that pitch is in there for strike 1. Silva has 6 home runs on the season with 31 RBIs. Ashford now moved up to 3rd after that ground out. A swing and a miss for strike 2. Medrano on deck should Silva reach. But Arobio looking in here. Here's the 0-2 pitch by Arobio. That is outside and low. Ball 1. The 1-2 by the right-hander. That's going to be a chopper over to Sondri. He gives it out of his glove. Throw on to first. Got him. So the Fresno State Bulldogs do get 2. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Tigers as they trail 11-10 on the Tiger Digital Network.
Statistics show that there are more than 500,000 homeless people in the United States. 500,000 who will not have a roof over their heads, not have a warm bed to fall asleep in, and not know where their next meal will come from. Over 2,000 of them live in our backyard of the greater Stockton area in San Joaquin County. Few are aware of their struggles. The Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity at the University of the Pacific and Stockton Mayor Michael Tubbs will be holding a homelessness awareness event from April 12th through the 14th. During this time, the men of Pike will be experiencing the life of a homeless person by sleeping outdoors, only receiving food by donation, and raising money for local shelters and food banks. Mayor Tubbs will be speaking to the school and addressing this issue of homelessness in Stockton. Donations can be made to Pike's Hit of Reality through check, cash, and card. Every dollar raised will go back into your Stockton community so that someone will know that they won't be falling asleep hungry tonight. This message is brought to you by the Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity, Kappa Nu Chapter, and Pacific Tiger Radio.
Everybody needs clean water, especially Ariel the Little Mermaid and all her friends under the sea.
Flounder, hurry up.
And no matter where you live, what you do above the ocean affects all the living creatures below it.
Scuttle, look what we found.
Human stuff, huh? To keep our oceans clean, recycle, and dispose of trash properly.
Isn't it fantastic?
To learn what you can do, go to keepoceansclean.org. This has been a message from Environmental Defense, the National Marine Sanctuary Foundation, NOAA, and the Ad Council.
Bottom of the 9th inning here at Klein Family Field. Jeff Dominic along with John Mark Vaness. Thank you all very much for joining us here, as this has been an entertaining game with Fresno State now taking the lead as they scored 2 runs in the top of the 9th, and they are now leading 11-10. And we'll see Danny Mayer, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Danny Mayer will lead things off for the Tigers.
We see a little bit of a pitch and change here for the Fresno State Bulldogs. They got Dominic Topoujian. He is a redshirt senior, 6'1", 190 pounds from Clovis, California. Previously went to Fresno City College after redshirting last year.
They also have Joe Pryor, the catcher for the Fresno State Bulldogs. So we'll see what Danny Mayer can start things off with.
Danny Mayer been struggling in this one. One of the only players.
First pitch he sees is a chopper over to the second baseman. He tries to gather it, does Silva, not going to get there, and Danny Mayer gets on base.
So right after I say that, yeah, Danny Mayer gets on base.
That should be a base hit for Danny Mayer, and that'll bring up Joey Ryherd. Ryherd is 1 for 3 today.
So Joey Ryherd had a chance to make some noise here.
Ryherd getting the catching duties tonight. So the first pitch by Topouzian to Ryherd is on the way. Squaring around the bunt. A nice bunt. Danny Mayer having to run all the way. And it will move Danny Mayer to second.
Nice sacrifice bunt there by Ryherd to advance Danny Mayer.
And we'll bring up Blake Berry. Berry's going to go ahead and pinch hit for Keaton Glover tonight in this
Number 27, Blake Berry.
bottom of the ninth here with one out. Be Blake Berry. So Glover's night is done, and Blake Berry will try and get something, try and bring home Danny Mayer. Now, Berry can hit a home run. He's got 2. He's had 3 for his career, but he has 2 this season. Here's the first pitch, and that's inside, ball 1.
Well, if there's a time to do it, it's now. And he, like you mentioned, he's done it this season. He has the potential to do. He's 1 of 3 tonight. It's the first time we've really seen him play tonight. Or excuse me, I was looking at the wrong name, but he's the first time we've seen him play tonight, and he's very much capable of doing that.
Blake Berry looking in. Topouzian deals. That is in the dirt. It skips away and actually hit Blake Berry. So on the play, Mayer was running, but because it hit Berry, it may have kind of hurt the Tigers more than anything because now you no longer have that runner at third.
Second baseman, number 44.
So that brings up Preston Mobius, 2 of 4 tonight. We mentioned it's been a huge part of this Tigers offense and defense tonight, having himself a great game, as a lot of Pacific Tiger players are.
No pressure, kid, but this is a big at bat for Preston Mobius. He had a base hit in the third and a base hit in the fifth. Did get an RBI in the fifth inning on that base hit. So here we go. First pitch is inside, ball 1.
Probably going to be if he were to pull it off and get the home run, probably one of the biggest plays of his career, most definitely.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Topouzian so far having a little bit of a struggle finding the strike zone. Here's the 1-0, a shot down to left field. That is up high. That's on the wall. That's going to score 1. The second run's coming. Here comes Blake Berry. They'll throw the home. Safe! Tigers win! Tigers win! Preston Mobius! And he's going to get mobbed! Get him! Tigers win! What a game! Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and step aside. We'll regather our thoughts. I think we need to get Preston Mobius up here too.
I think you're right.
That's all that I've got to say about that. Get them all up here. Let's go ahead and take a break.
Wow.
The Tigers win. The Tigers win. We'll get you the post-game wrap-up here in just a moment.
She's 16 years old, but she looks like she's 25, wearing a tight dress she'll rip off in a shady motel room. She thought this was the life she wanted. She got the money, the clothes, the attention from her pimp, but she also can't imagine living without prostitution. She doesn't think she's a victim. She thinks she's in control, but she can't leave. When she's no longer the sexy little girl they want, she may only see one way out. This girl lived here in Stockton. She's one of thousands of girls in the city who has been sex trafficked but doesn't see herself as a victim. Call the local Stockton Human Trafficking Hotline to report any tips at 209-948-1911. If you see anything, say something. You will be saving a life. And if you are this girl, there is hope. Call 209-948-1911. You are worth so much more.
Statistics show that there are more than 500,000 homeless people in the United States. 500,000 who will not have a roof over their heads, not have a warm bed to fall asleep in, and not know where their next meal will come from. Over 2,000 of them live in our backyard of the greater Stockton area in San Joaquin County. Few are aware of their struggles. The Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity at the University of the Pacific and Stockton Mayor Michael Tubbs will be holding a homelessness awareness event from April 12th through the 14th. During this time, the men of Pike will be experiencing the life of a homeless person by sleeping outdoors, only receiving food by donation, and raising money for local shelters and food banks. Mayor Tubbs will be speaking to the school and addressing this issue of homelessness in Stockton. Donations can be made to Pike's Hit of Reality through check, cash, and card. Every dollar raised will go back into your Stockton community so that someone will know that they won't be falling asleep hungry tonight. This message is brought to you by the Pi Kappa Alpha Fraternity, Kappa Nu Chapter, and Pacific Tiger Radio.
That's the Big Dipper over there, and there's the Little Dipper.
Rub the balloon on your head like this, and then it'll stick to the wall.
Brown shoes, brown belt. Black shoes, black belt.
Pucker your lips, leave a little hole like this, blow out, and that's how you whistle.
And that's why radios don't go near the bathtub.
Come on, Riff! Open your eyes!
Get some glasses, you idiot!
Remember, you're always teaching. Teach carefully. React with rage, and kids will learn it's okay to do the same. Keep your cool, and kids will do likewise. For a few quick pointers, visit actagainstviolence.org or call 877-ACT-WISE for a free brochure.
Well, a cow pie really isn't a pie.
Brought to you by MetLife Foundation, National Association for the Education of Young Children, and the Ad Council.
Back with you here at Klein Family Field. John, Mark, Jeff, Dominic, after an amazing clutch win by your Pacific Tigers. They win this one 12-11. Vince Arubio getting the win. He's 3-2 now. The loss goes to Dominic Chabuzian at 2-2. Jeff Dominic is down at the field. Jeff, what do you think of this contest?
Ooh, you know what? Probably one of the most fun games I've ever called in my life. And to be all honest with you, we're going to have James Free and Preston Mobius come and join us here in just a little bit. First, of course, is going to be James Free, because I know Thomas Lawrence is going to go ahead and talk with the man that just hit the game winner, Preston Mobius, and as James is on his way. What a game, man! I mean, This was a back and forth. Who can throw the biggest blow? And right now, I'm going to say that obviously the Tigers came away with it, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stats right up here, and off of 11 runs off of 17 hits for Fresno State, 12 runs off of 15 hits for Pacific. Just an incredible game. I know you're down there with James Free, so we'll get you down to the field where Jeff Dominic is with the MVP of the game, one of the MVPs of the game, James Free.
I was going to say, he'll argue that factor, because James Free, man, congratulations on one heck of a win, much needed win. But you kind of got the tempo going. That 3-run shot, you now take the lead for the Tigers as far as on the team goes. 8 home runs this season. You've moved we've seen you move around in the lineup, but you're playing in a specific position, the 3-4 spots. What does that say about your confidence level, and what does that mean for the coaches that you have, that the confidence they have in you?
Well, I guess you could say I'm pretty confident, I guess, but I'm super confident in the coaches, and the way they coach me, and I mean I owe everything to them, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them.
Fair enough. But tonight, let's talk about this game and what this may do for the Tigers. This game was the Fresno State Bulldogs. They come out, they get the first run right from the start. Ricky Reynoso, great to see him getting back in pitching and stuff like that. But they start things off. Then the third inning, 5-run inning, capped off by your big home run. They come back with a 6-run inning of their own. What was this game like, and what was it like in that dugout? Because they seemed like they were going back and forth on you pretty easily.
Yeah, it was just trading blows. I mean, we were up, we were energetic, and we weren't going to let innings like that get us. And we were just fighting, grinding it out.
I gotta ask you. I mean, of course, how well, you didn't have to get behind the mound, but to be behind the plate, but to watch many different pitchers getting in there. Do you want to be behind that plate in order to catch these pitchers, to learn these pitchers, or were you getting enough information as being the designated hitter tonight?
I was getting a lot of information just by being DH, but I try to, even when I'm not playing, I try to pick coach's brain a little bit, so that I can get my approach set up.
Before we let you go, Preston Mobius is on his way over here. Talk about that kid and what his game meant him tonight. Going 3 for 5, what a performance by him.
Oh yeah, definitely. Good job.
So we're gonna let you go, man, and let's get the other MVP, the co-MVPs tonight.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
So Preston, come on over here, man, and we'll get you on here real quick. Thanks, buddy. Have a good night.
You too.
Preston Mobius joining us here on the post-game wrap-up, and Preston, go ahead and slap those things on. And I want to talk to you about every other inning that you had a good hit in, but I think it all kind of centers around the bottom of the ninth. 2 runners on. Obviously, you have Danny Mayer at second. Mm-hmm. the thought must have been, and Blake Berry over at first, but the thought must have been, let's just get a good contact, right?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, after he hit Berry, he's kind of struggling, runners on first and second. I mean, his motions are probably going, so I was just looking for a fastball up that I can put in the gap, maybe score them both, or honestly just a single to keep the rally going. So,
and not only that, let's kind of go a little bit further in this game. You had a couple of killer defensive plays that really saved. Maybe it saved a run. We don't know where it would have gone because the play that you made ended a threat or something like that. You're put in a specific position, playing second base, where Nick Owasa was normally playing that position. What have you kind of learned as your season has progressed?
I mean, I've been playing infield my whole life, so it really doesn't. It's just kind of second hand to me. But I mean, I'm mostly a shortstop, but I played second in high school too, so it's pretty much the same thing. I think at second you just have a little bit more time, so I'm definitely feeling more comfortable there. So.
Okay, so we talked about some of the stuff that you've done already tonight, but the game-winning hit, ever do that in your career?
Come to think of it, I actually don't think I've had a walk-off before, so, I mean, it's always good for a first.
What did everybody say to you when, of course, they're mobbing you, but what did they say to you? I mean, of course, they're congratulating you. But...
I mean, there's so many people hitting me and jumping on me, I can't really make out what everyone's saying, so.
Well, I can only say that the great things I've seen from you just in today's game. I mean, you play every position. I've seen you play third. I've seen you play, I think you even played a couple shortstop games here recently. Maybe I think the San Jose State game, I think you had to start over there. What has this season meant to you? What do you see as the season progresses? You still got a lot of baseball left.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this year I think what I can take out of it is that like the more tools you have, the better off you are, because as you can see, like there's always the more tools you have, the better off you're going to start, get a chance to play. So I mean, I've always tried to stay open to any position that I can be thrown into, because I mean that's when you're gonna play. So I mean I want to play. So yeah,
I think everybody does.
Yeah.
But anyways, St. Mary's coming up this weekend. This game, your thoughts before you head off there?
I mean, this is a great boost for us going into another conference that we've been struggling in. So I mean, I think this is exactly what we needed to jumpstart this thing in conference, so we can see where this will take us.
Well, Preston, one heck of a game, my friend, and congratulations on the game winner.
Thank you.
All right. Preston Mobius with the co-MVP if you won of tonight's game, but once again, congratulations. Back up to you there, John Mark.
All
right, thank you, Jeff. That was Jeff Dominic with Preston Mobius and James Free. But yeah, just an all-around good game. Any closing thoughts as we kind of wrap this one up here?
Oh man, I mean, I think that this did wonders for the guys' confidence. And there's Megan Camino. Have a great night, Megan. And but what a great opportunity for the young guys. I mean, we had two freshmen just now talking about game-winning hits and what James Free has done pretty much throughout this whole season.
Yeah, well, that pretty much ends it tonight for this one. Pacific Tigers win it 12-11. They will play again Friday at St. Mary's. That game scheduled for 6 o'clock. For Jeff Dominic and John Mark Van Ness from Klein Family Field, we will see you again in our next broadcast. Have a good night.
That'll be Tuesday on the 25th of this month against Sacramento State.
All right.
Have a great night, everyone.
Statistics show that there are more than 500,000 homeless people in the United States. 500,000 who will not have a roof over their heads, not have a warm bed to fall asleep in, and not know where their next meal will come from. Over 2,000 of them live in our backyard of the greater Stockton area in San Joaquin County. Few are aware of their struggles. The Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity at the University of the Pacific and Stockton Mayor Michael Tubbs will be holding a homelessness awareness event from April 12th through the 14th. During this time, the men of Pike will be experiencing the life of a homeless person by sleeping outdoors, only receiving food by donation, and raising money for local shelters and food banks. Mayor Tubbs will be speaking to the school and addressing this issue of homelessness in Stockton. Donations can be made to Pike's Hit of Reality, only receiving check, cash, and card. Every dollar raised will go back into your Stockton community so that someone will know that they won't be falling asleep hungry tonight. This message is brought to you by the Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity, Kappa Nu Chapter, and Pacific Tiger Radio.
Thousands of cats and dogs each year are housed in animal shelters. Local volunteers and workers help to give these poor animals a second chance.